Hey, had a couple games ago. I think it was 2 games ago. We came across a team, really good game. They were undefeated in their season. I think they played 7 games. We'd only played two, and we were really nervous coming in. Not in our league, not in our district. First time we ever played them, and played them tough. Playing them tough. Getting down to the third quarter, we've been back and forth. I think we'd had a lead by 3. I think they've got the lead by 2, just back and forth the whole game. And we'd been playing a lot of man, switched to a 2-1-2 for a few minutes, but predominantly it stayed in man the whole game. And here in the third quarter is when I decided it's time to take our chance. They'd run a little bit of a full court press on us. We got them out of it. We did our 1-4 setup, and you can check my videos for that. But the 1-4 on a full court press, just no chance. And so I decided I wanted to change the pace. And again, we've run zone and man, but I wanted to decide to go with the half court trap. My team is not very deep this year. We go 6 and 7 on most tight games. If we can get a 7 or 8 point lead, I can go 8 or 9, but I really only feel comfortable with 6 or 7. And so I didn't want to waste too much energy, but I wanted to do something to influence the game. So we did the 1-3-1 trap. And this is the way that we run it. I have usually my best defender be my guy up top. For me this year, it's probably a three spot. Hold on, let me take a drink real quick. It's our 3-spot long, lengthy kid. Never runs out of energy. Runs all over the place. So he is my top guy. I usually tell them to delay. I don't want them to get behind us. It's the worst thing in the world. If a kid wants to sit at half court and try to pick us apart from there, take your chance. Take your chance. I got guys who communicate well. We practice this often. So we call it a 1-3-1, but this is what it looks like, more like a 1-2-1-1. And the way that we run it is we are trapping. Again, I usually let them cross, so I'll redraw the half court line of kind of my go mark, and I usually give them about 2 or 3 feet. And so my top guy is trapping this corner with this guy. My top guy is trapping this corner with this guy. My middle guy, I drew him a little high, but I tell him not to leave the paint under any circumstance. This year, my middle guy, great offensive weapon, can dribble, can drive, can shoot, and obviously he's a big guy, so if we get him in the post, he's going to score. But he's the only big guy I got, and so I tell him to never get in foul trouble. This kind of protects him, and I never want him to get tired. And so with him, all he's doing is sitting in the middle. My bottom spot, we often call this guy the warrior. He's got to be a special breed. Your top guy's got to be a special breed. He's got to have long arms. If you don't have at least one guy who's got good athleticism to him, the 1-3-1 trap may not be for you this year, but my one guy's a special breed. My bottom guy's a special breed. Usually I have him be my 1 or 2 guard, depending on what my lineup looks like this year. This year he's my 2 guard. He's small, but he's big. He's aggressive, and he fights. And so just like my top guy is trapping both corners, and he has pretty much everything above the 3-point line, same rules for my bottom guy. He's got everything below the free throw line. He's got corner to corner. And so I know I'm getting tons of lines here, but one of my wing guys, he's up here. He's trapping with the top guy. And down here, he's trapping with my bottom guy. Same over here. My bottom guy, he's trapping with this guy. And so all 4 corners we're trapping. If they get the ball in the middle, we will just kind of reset and get behind it. But the way we play is we're flying to the ball. There are some traps you beat. They'll set back up. That's not how we run ours. We run ours where we run all over the place. Again, I know that I think Baylor and West Virginia have run the 1-3-1. They have a lot of stuff online. That's not how we run ours. We're trapping all over the court. Every corner, we're trying to push you to a corner. We're trying to change the tempo. I told you we ran this 2 games ago. We had a 1-point lead. I think we got four layups on this and gave up 1, so we took a 7-point lead, and I called it off. 4 or 5 possessions max, we called it off. It takes a ton of energy to run, and we came out of this. We ran a 2-1-2. held on to a 5-point lead, went to the fourth quarter, went back straight up man, finished the game. We ended up winning by 1. So again, everybody has their different traps and stuff that they go. That's the way that we run it. We trap all over the court. I guess I'll just show you one illustration of what we do when the ball's in the corner. We're trapping our big man, our top guy, and most importantly, our backside guard. And so this is what it looks like when the ball's in the corner. This is our warrior here. He's playing corner to corner. Our guy who started off up high on the wing has dropped down. This is our point. We tell him anything above the free throw line is his, so he'll drop way down. And most importantly, our big man stays in the middle. Again, he never leaves the paint unless he's going to get a steal. But your backside wing, who started off way up here, he has to drop way down here in the paint, both feet in the paint. Otherwise, you're going to get burned back door. If the ball pressure is good, it makes passing very hard. That's the most important thing of a trap. When a hard pass gets somewhere, especially a cross-court pass, a skip pass, you want to yell at the guy in that zone. Why do you let that cross-court pass happen? But more often than not, it's going to be who was not putting pressure on the ball. And so usually when you line up in a 1-3-1, what most coaches will do is they will immediately send their bigs to line up in your gaps, which is a good strategy. That's what it looks like. We're in a 1-3-1. They're going to send their guys to the gaps, whether that's the elbows or the low post, and they're going to let their point guard from the top make this pass. If our guy here is doing a halfway decent job, he's going to make sure that is a very difficult pass. And so if the ball pressure is good, those cross-court passes will not happen. And so as you review footage with your guys, as you coach them through things, when the guys on offense are able to get those cross-court passes and skip passes, you have to look at who's covering the ball, because that's usually where your breakdown is. Sometimes I will. The good thing about this is you can run it with a lot of guys. You can have different looks. So sometimes I'll put my starting point guard on the offense because again he'll be my warrior, which I want to see. But I want to see that my top 3 are doing a good job. And the defenders will say, "Oh, I don't want to come up and press too much because he'll break my ankles if it's 1-on-1," which is true. But we have 2 guys there, so we're trapping. So we really focus on teamwork, trapping together, making the difficult passes not happen, not be an option. And then the backside wing always has to get down in the paint. And we're flying to the ball corner to corner, tell my guys to take risk. And I tell them, this is a defense you can't stay in much more than 2-3 minutes, 3, 4, 5 possessions. And if you're running it right, your guys are going to be gassed. And so I always, I'll usually bring it in during a timeout or a free throw. I'll say, look, give me 5 possessions, give me 2 minutes real good. And then I will call timeout, and I will set us in zone. I'm not going to take you out, but I'm going to set you in zone so you can get a little break. That's the only way for me to keep them motivated and doing what they need to do. So again, next time you got a close game, you want to open up a gap, catch the other team off guard. This is a great way. It's something great to jump into, jump out of. I like to come in either sometimes I'll do right out of the quarter break, so second quarter I'll come into it, or after halftime. Usually they just made a bunch of adjustments, and I'll say not the first possession, but the second possession. So they come down, their coach is yelling, we talked about this, and then bam, we flip it on them. Or, again, the last 2 minutes of a quarter, sometimes even the first quarter, if it's a low-scoring game, 7-7 or something like that, we'll just kind of use this to go into it. Again, give me 2 minutes here. It's the end of the quarter, you'll get a break. But let's try and get a lead here. And so that's the way I like to do it. Again, I feel like it works. I usually find myself doing it at least once a game. Sometimes I'll go in and out of it multiple times throughout the game and really throw the other team for the loop. But that's the way we run it. I know there's a lot of different ways, but that's how we do it, and we have pretty good success with it. All right, let me know how it goes. Thanks. Good luck, guys.